Hello everyone. So we will discuss the third method to determine the transportation cost. First method was called as northwest corner method. Second was called as least cost method. Third one is called as Vogel's approximation method. Alright, so it is also called as VAM in short form. Okay. Now it is given that 4 rupees is the total transportation cost. That is, if you are supposed to transport one product from A to P, 4 rupees is the transportation cost. Similarly, it costs us 8 rupees to transport one product from A to Q. Okay. Now next thing is given that 150 is the total production happening at A, and 100 is the total production happening at B, and 250 is the total production happening at C. 50 is the total requirement at P, 150 is the total requirement at Q, and 300 is the total requirement at R. Okay. Now the question is, we are supposed to determine the transport cost using VAM, that is Vogel's approximation method. Okay. Now how to do this is the next question. Now in the least cost method, what we did was we first allotted the units by selecting the least unit transportation cost. Now again the step one is the same. We are supposed to determine the total demand and total supply. In this case both are same, it is equal to 500 and 500. Okay, so both sides it is balanced. Next, once that is done, next is nothing but for each row we have to determine the first least and the next least unit transportation cost. For example, in the first row, if you have to see, in the first row the first least is 4 rupees. Okay, and the next list is 8 rupees. You can consider this or this, any of the cost is okay. I am going to consider this unit transportation cost. Okay, so after doing that, the next step is we are supposed to determine the difference between those two. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay, so 8 minus 4 is 4. Similarly, for the second row, the first least cost is 8 rupees, second least cost is 11 rupees, so the difference is 3. For the third row, the first least is 3, second least is 6, difference is 3. Okay, next for the first column, the first least is 4 and the second least is 10, so the difference is 10 minus 4, which is equal to 6. And in the second column it is 6 and 8. You can consider any of the 8 here. I am going to consider this 8. Okay, 8 minus 6 is 2, and finally it is 8 minus 3, which is equal to 5. Okay, now this is how we are supposed to calculate. Now the purpose of doing this is nothing but we are trying to compare the least transportation cost, because whenever we are trying to compare the calculate the cost, we have to always do some type of competitive analysis also. So here it is nothing but we are trying to determine the competitive cost. Okay, and what is the difference between them. Okay, so based on that competitive advantage, we are going to allocate the total number of units. Okay, for example, here if you have to see, next what you are going to do is the difference here is 4, difference here is 3, difference here is 3, 6, 2 and 5. Next step is we have to determine which is the maximum difference. Out of these 6 differences, the maximum difference is 6. This is the maximum difference. Okay, now this maximum difference has come because of 10 and 4. Now out of 10 and 4, the minimum is 4. That means what? One manufacturer is transporting at 4 rupees and another transportation is happening at 10 rupees. So obviously there is a huge difference. So clearly we can say that we can consider this as one of the alternative for transportation. So what we are doing is we are going to allot the total number of units here. Okay, for this particular cell. Now how we are going to do that? 150 is the total manufacturing happening at A, and total requirement at this particular unit is 50. Okay, now in this case, if you have to see, we can only transport 50 in this particular channel. Okay, so in which case this will be 0 and this will be 100. Okay, so if you have to see, I am just going to explain it once again. Since requirement is only 50 in this particular for this particular warehouse, so we are going to transport 50 out of 150. Okay, so remaining is 100 here because 50 is gone, and remaining is 0 in this case. Okay, so this is how the allotment is done. Now once this is done, you have to see whether this has become 0 or this has become 0. In this case the remaining is 100 in this case, while in this case it is 0, so we are supposed to strike this. Why? Because no more allotment can be done for this particular column. Whatever was the requirement for this particular warehouse, this is completely done. It is complete. So the requirement is completed here, so no more allotment is required in these two cells, so we can strike this. Okay, just to avoid the further allotment, we will strike this. Okay, so that is the same thing which will be done in the next page. Yes, so 50 is allotted here and this is being striked because this has become 0. Because this has become 100, we are not striking this particular row. Okay, next, once this is done, the remaining columns are 8, this second and third. Now if you see, the difference between 8 and 8 is 0, that is this 8 and this 8 is 0 because only these two are remaining, so we are supposed to take the difference between these two. Okay, 11 and 8 is 3, 6 and 3, the difference is 3. Next, so this complete thing was done in the previous calculation. Okay, this is something new. Okay, this is something new calculation. Okay, now first column is already striked, so we are placing a dash here. Next column, if you have to see, first least is 6, next least can be 8, any of the 8 I am going to consider this. So 8 minus 6, the difference is 2. Next difference is 8 minus 3, which is equal to 5. Okay, 3 and 8, difference is 5. Okay, so if you compare dash 2, 5, 0, 3 and 3, the maximum difference is 5. Maximum difference is 5. So that is the reason we decide to allot the units in this particular cell. Okay, how to allot it? The minimum unit transportation cost available is in this particular cell, that is 3. This is the minimum unit transportation cost, and 3 is here. 3 is here. Now if you see, 250 is the total manufacturing happening at this particular unit, that is C, and 300 is the total requirement at R. Okay, so how much can we transport? It is 250, that is the maximum that we can transport from this to this. Okay, so when that is done, this becomes 0 and the remaining is 50. Now since this has become 0, there are no pending units here, so what we do is we strike this particular row, so it is done. Okay, we keep this as it is because still 50 units are remaining, but since all the 250 units are being supplied to R, so no more allotment can be done to these two cells, so to avoid further allotment we just strike this. Okay, so that is being done in the next page. Okay, yes, so if you see, 250 is allotted and the row is being striked. Okay, so once this is done, next is nothing but I am just calculating this, that is the difference between 8 minus 8 is 0, 11 minus 8 is 3. Next, pending is only these two rows, so 11 minus 8 difference is 3, 8 minus 8 difference is 0. Next we see which is the highest difference. Now if you see, both the differences are the same. Now in this case, if the differences are same in both the cases, first preference should be given to the one which is available in the row. Okay, always remember this, the difference which is available in the row, that should be given the first priority. Okay, so this is the maximum and it is row difference. It is the row difference, so we are going to consider this. Now out of 11 and 8, the minimum is 8, so we are going to allot the total number of units required this particular cell. So 8 is minimum 8 is minimum, so we are going to allot in this particular cell. So how much we are going to allot, whether it is going to be 100 or 150. Okay, so the one which is minimum that we are going to allot here, minimum is 100, so in which case it will be 0 and the remaining will be 50. So since this has become 0, what we are going to do is we are going to strike this. Okay, so we are going to strike this. So that will be the same thing what is done in the next page. Okay. Yes, so the second row is being striked. Now the pending is only these two rows. So whatever is remaining, so here 50 was remaining in the previous, and here 50 was remaining again. So whatever is remaining, we are going to place the same number of units, because we do not have any alternative, since these are the only remaining cells. So we are going to place 50 and 50. And if you have to see, 100 was pending here. After these two allotments, this becomes 0. Okay, so all the units are being allotted. Now once this is done, total number, step 3 continues. Total number of occupied cells is equal to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Next, m plus n minus 1 is equal to 5. Therefore the equation is balanced. Okay, next we calculate the total transportation cost, which comes out to be 2550. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can call me. Thank you.